Welcome to Bullet Point. We are your host. I'm EP.
I'm JM.
Every week we are going to talk about competitive shooting and everything around it.
So if you're a hardcore shooter, beginner, or enthusiast, this is your show.
You can easily connect with us through PHLV Radio Facebook page, Bullet Point Facebook page, or simply email us at bulletpointmediaproduction@gmail.com.
Now, don't forget to like and subscribe on our YouTube channel so you'd be able to catch the latest and greatest episode of Bullet Point. Are you ready? Stand by.
All right, JM.
Yes.
A great weekend.
It was a great weekend
course,
indeed. Yeah.
Shooting is always a weekend with a shooting is always going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, anytime that we're smelling powder and,
Right?
and shooting, it's always a great weekend.
You know what's funny with our friends, right? They look at it as the what do you call this? Weekend warriors.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's like a stress reliever from the Monday to Friday hustle and bustle.
I don't know about you guys, but that's me.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we're going to be talking about what do you call this? USPSA and IPSC matches.
Yes.
So the difference, because what we would want to achieve here, JM, is how we're going to be preparing or what type of matches we're going to be doing for the year 2025.
Yes. This is the perfect time to kind of map out what you want to do and what matches you want to shoot for 2025. A lot of shooters kind of go back to the books and look at their schedule, what fits on their work schedule around it,
Indeed.
and what matches they're planning to do.
Of course, USPSA, United States Practical Shooting Association is different from IPSC,
Yes.
which is International Practical Shooting Confederation. But both of them are competitive shooting organization that both of this, they focus on dynamic, fast-paced shooting matches, right?
Yes, correct. So IPSC or for most of us that know the IPSC world is IPSC, right?
Yes.
This is under USPSA. That's the governing body of the United States here in the practical shooting side. There are different rules as what EP mentioned. There are just a couple variances that we need to be aware of when we're shooting both matches.
Exactly. Many similarities, but there are some distinctions between the two, especially on their formats and divisions. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Let's have an overview of the types of matches typically held in each of the organization. Getting ready, of course, for 2025. One of the key differences, JM, is I think the rule book. Definitely, they both have difference between
Yes,
that, right?
there are some differences on the rule book. It is always best and a great advice to make sure you're familiar with both. You're able to read it and comprehend it.
Yeah, so, USPSA actually adopted the IPSC rule book, but of course, it actually included some region-specific modifications. Of course, they have to modify it, right?
Yes. Keep in mind, there are some regions in the IPSC map. There are some European regions, the Asian regions,
Exactly,
right, where most of our fellow competitors shoot at.
I love to shoot those.
Oh
My
yeah,
God.
they're fun matches, man.
That's gonna be one of the plans for next year, maybe.
Yeah,
right?
there are some schedules around IPSC matches.
And which is exactly what you would want to do, guys, to check all of those schedules for next year because they really book so fast.
Yes, yeah. Especially if you're flying.
Oh yeah.
If there's
Restrictions.
airfare involved, make sure normally you would coordinate this with the match staff and the match director with
The
the paperwork.
invites, right?
Yeah, especially if you're going to European countries. Documents
yeah.
and paperwork for your firearms. So it gets a little dicey, but it's super easy.
Yeah.
I've talked to a couple shooters that does a lot of out of the region, out of the country matches, and they're saying it's very
be them.
easy. Yeah.
All right, so another key difference maybe is about their scoring system.
Yes.
So USPSA, we use what you call hit factors, and then IPSC, they actually emphasize procedural penalties and what you call the stage designs.
Yes.
Right? So,
Yeah. It's It's always challenging on the IPSC side because there's always one, especially on the scoring when you mentioned that. It's the size of the paper is different.
Exactly. Different,
right?
yeah.
We don't have the silhouette of the, USPSA.
That's right. So speaking about those, right? Stage design is kind of different too. IPSC actually it focuses on. You mentioned different countries. They have international standards.
Yes.
Right. So and then they also have some symmetrical and balanced stages. While USPSA, I love USPSA because they tend to have a lot of creativity inside it.
Right. Yeah. I think we're, in comparison to the IPSC shooters, we're a little bit spoiled with the the size of the targets and some of the stage designs. IPSC are usually a little bit challenging.
Yes.
Also low round counts.
That's the one. We're going to talk about those round counts too, especially on which levels, right? So stage design, USPSA, as I've mentioned, they're creative and varied. And then IPSC, they're symmetrical, but of course they're balanced. Targets, you were mentioning about that.
Yep.
In the silhouette, the USPSA ones.
We're
so familiar with that.
Yes,
right?
it's a human silhouette, right? This one is just more of a hexagon
style. That's standardized all over globally, right?
Yes,
wherever you go, Philippines, Australia, they have the same target, right?
Yeah.
So match size. USPSA, they have area nationals. It's very common. But for IPSC, they call it the level 3, level 5. These are, when I hear level, it has an international appeal.
Right. When you say, you're competing at a level 3, level 4.
Wow.
It's a prestigious, to me, it's like, whoa, it's a big one.
Yeah, and for shooters, beginners, you would start learning about these levels eventually. We're gonna try to give you an insight of that tonight. Scoring system, we mentioned about that. Hit factor for USPSA, right?
Yes, correct.
So and then for the IPSC, we have similar, but it has, what do you call this? You have experienced this one. They have more stricter procedural rules, right?
Yes, they are. Especially I think we spoke about this on our earlier episodes. The make
ready,
stand,
right? People, you cannot move, something like that.
You can't sight. You can't sight in. You can't dry fire.
Yeah.
Right. You have to. I just have to be one motion and just be ready to go. Plus, you're facing. You're facing downrange. You can't be facing, you can't be 45 degree from the.
I actually would love to do that. I hear great stories from you guys when you went to IPSC National. Is that what it is? The big one this year. Focus, of course. You mentioned about focus. Dynamic stages, creativity. We mentioned for USPSA, but for IPSC, it's more uniform. They follow some global standards, right?
Yes. On the just looking at the world shoot, like a format.
Yeah.
A lot of the poppers, they're, and then also the swingers. That these are moving, moving targets as well from one end to the other. Which was
that's going to be bringing you to your next level of shooting. I don't know. You have to really practice hard for that. Okay, so speaking about matches, so let's talk about matches, USPSA matches and IPSC matches, right? So you guys would want to look on local matches, USPSA local matches.
Yes.
Usually we do this every week, right?
Right. Yeah. These are
you run those.
Yeah, I do. They're these are great platforms to practice.
Okay.
Get acquainted. Especially if you're a beginner. Always encourage on the level 1.
Yeah.
That's where you want to start.
Local matches is where you would want to practice a lot. Usually there's about 4 to 8 stages. How many do you do?
Whenever you do
6.
those
6? Okay.
6
average
stages.
is about 6, right?
Average is 6. Anywhere, even the ranges at SUPS or Kingman at Mojave, they're usually about 5 to
6, right?
Yeah.
So average for local matches, guys, is about 4 to 8. It runs about that, and it's a mix of short, medium, and some long courses, right?
Yeah, and sometimes if there's a classifier, they'll throw a classifier
Oh,
stage
they
in
can.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
So basically, when you look at your local matches, guys, it's going to be your basketball court on your community, right?
Right.
So you really need to practice. This is usually an entry level competition.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are some outlaw matches on a level 1 as well.
Oh, really? Okay, very good.
You know, so
New shooters can go
yeah,
there, right?
new shooters can go. You know, it's always encouraged to get your feet wet and see what kind of a shooting style a lot
you
of
go.
the people do on a regular basis.
I think
on
we all learned
stages.
from that, right?
Yeah,
we all
yeah.
came from that.
Yeah.
But for people who are already, has the skill, this also local matches is going to be your skill building matches, especially for you guys who are experienced competitors, right?
Yeah.
So again, you were talking about round counts.
Yeah.
Low
Round counts are usually anywhere from these are like the under 200.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Less than
these are
200.
less than.
So you'd know
150
already, right?
to 150 to 200.
So, and of course, these are typically low cost.
Yeah.
And very casual, just go there.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, this is the perfect platform to try stuff and talk to seasoned shooters out there and kind of pick their brain and get acquainted.
That's
with
how I
the
learned,
sport,
Yeah. So those are your local matches, guys. You will want to make sure that you Google or your go-to will be your practice score.
Yeah,
USPSA.
Right. So first and foremost, they have to create an account at Practice Core.
Okay.
That's where they're going to see their local clubs or affiliations, and then the matches. You have to have that account to be able to kind of register
And join a match, right? Now, so we're talking about local matches, JM. Now, we also have what you call sectional matches for USPSA. Usually, annually, per USPSA section, this is actually, per section or per region? It's a larger event, right?
Yeah, it is. It's usually state.
Okay. There you go.
Sectional matches. Or state matches. These are held by it's hosted by a club.
Utah State champion,
right. So it's usually in their home range, and then they're under affiliated with the USPSA and sanctioned by them.
Okay.
It's a larger match,
more complex than the local matches, definitely, right?
Yes.
How many stages do you think?
I've seen anywhere from like 10 to 15 stages. It's usually a couple days.
Okay.
A Saturday, Sunday.
So it's like a mini regional championship, something like that, right?
It is.
And then of course it draws more competitive participants. So now you're so used to your local match. I know how you shoot,
Right.
But then when you go to a sectional,
it's a larger.
Okay, right?
Yeah, it's a larger demographics. If you see your usual competitors on the level 1 or local matches on your regular club, this one is
the neighboring clubs is going to be there
you have
too, right?
let's say for example you have California, you have Arizona shooters, you have Utah shooters, so now you have a lot more competitors in your division or
there
class.
you go. Yeah. So we talked about local matches, guys, so watch for it. And then we have this what you call sectional matches, which is what you were saying about state matches, right?
Right.
Now we're gonna talk about GM about area matches. Is this maybe it's once a year only, right?
So,
per area?
Yes. So there's
8
area
areas.
matches.
Yeah.
There's 8 area matches. All comprised of different states.
Okay.
Make up for the area. These are larger matches anywhere from like 400 or 500. You attended area 2.
We
and
love
you've
attending
seen,
those, right?
You've seen the magnitude of the shooters out there. But normally area 1, area 2 is the closest to us since we were in
for this year. I
Las
did
Vegas.
area 1 and area 2.
Yeah, you did area 1, right? Up
that's
in
right.
northern
Winnemucca.
Nevada.
Yeah.
How was that?
Oh my God, beautiful place.
Yeah.
I drove just by myself 7-hour drive from Las Vegas.
You were telling me.
I didn't even know where I was going. I just wanted to shoot, right?
Yeah.
But it was very, they ran it very effectively.
Yeah.
So kudos to the area 1. I didn't place any, but I got that experience.
Yeah.
Doing it by yourself.
Yeah.
But when you go there, you see familiar faces.
Right,
You know,
right.
so it's not really that hard. Of course, this area matches, it's about, 12 to 16 stages, so that's what it is there. Over 300 rounds. So it was exciting. I really loved it.
Yeah. Area matches, folks, tend to be a lot more competitive.
Highly competitive, right?
The atmosphere is a little bit different. Certainly a day and night comparison from your local level one matches, and you see a lot more competitors. There's a lot more people on the stage.
Yep.
ROs are certified ROs and range officers.
Very formal setup.
It's a lot more. You feel the vibe, that it is a truly a big match.
Exactly. And then of course, these people that you will see there are the best shooters, that they would want to have this national rankings,
Yes.
so
Yeah.
that's your area matches, guys. And of course, we're going to go to national championships.
Yes.
You've been there,
Yep.
and they also do this annually for each major division. So
Yes.
you went to Open
PCC,
Okay.
yes. So this year it was Open PCC.
There you go.
In Talladega, Alabama.
There you go.
But there are, to your point, there are different areas also in each division. So
Yeah.
Carry Optics has its own.
Limited.
Handgun Nationals
Handgun, yeah, me too, yeah.
has its own, and then you have the race division,
That's
or the
right.
race group, which is the Open and
But the
PCC.
Open division, and then you stay there for 3 days. It's a 3-day competition.
It's a 3-day format. Usually, for us, the preparation for us, whenever we do nationals, is we spend about almost a week there. 5 days.
I love it.
You get acquainted to the weather,
Yeah.
to the surroundings, and then you start focusing on the match as it gets closer to those dates.
How many stages? 18 to 24 stages.
Yeah,
in
these
between, right?
these are big stages. 18 plus chrono,
Wow.
or so.
Extensive rounds too, right? Over 400.
Yeah,
500?
over 400.
There you go.
Over 400. So you want to make sure that you bring a lot, and to cover that.
There you go. So, ladies and gentlemen, on national championships, basically, you see the best of the best there.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
best shooters for each division is going to come out there.
Right. This is open to everybody. All levels, all divisions, all classes. There aren't any restrictions on that, but it is a much bigger scale, and this is across the country, basically.
Exactly,
The best
and
of the best.
and the stages, the top match directors put all their brains to make this happen.
Right.
So that's your national championships. Now we have this what you call specialty matches for USPSA. You've heard about multi-gun nationals. Have you done that?
No,
the
I
multi-gun?
have not, but I am looking forward to my first one, actually.
Really? Oh my god!
But they're saying it's a bit more competitive, and a lot more challenging.
And you
because
do
it's
it the whole day
two
for just one.
firearms.
So multi-gun, it could be 2, it could be 3, it can be a combination of your pistol, rifle, and a shotgun.
Yep,
So those are your multi-gun. And there are other specialty matches, still challenges.
Yeah, Steel Challenge. There's Steel Challenge Championships.
Yeah.
And these are for example, Barry's.
Okay.
Barry's Steel.
They
There's-
sponsor those, right?
Yes, those are one of the cool matches up in St. George.
St. George.
But also the world speed shoot. So that's also like a steel shoot. A lot, very like you're stationary, but you're competing against.
Well,
like,
yeah,
super
speed and
fast
accuracy
times.
on steel targets, right?
Yes,
So that's your steel challenge. If that's for you guys, you might want to look at your area where this steel challenge are.
Yeah.
So it's a simpler course. It's what you're trying to say, right?
Yeah,
You're stationary.
there's usually like the 4, 5, maybe 6 stages on the steel
and
challenge.
fixed.
It's fixed.
Yeah.
There's I on top of my head is like the Smoke and Hope. Those are kind of like the
Are those
format.
standards?
They are.
Oh, okay.
They are. And I think if I'm not mistaken, there's Steel Challenge here in Las Vegas,
Oh,
which
yeah.
is up in
Desert?
the Clark County.
Oh, the Clark County one?
shooting range, and
Okay.
and someone hosts that every month.
There you go, guys. So if you're near here, you know where to go in Las Vegas. But again, for those listeners out there, if that's still challenge for you, start looking for those, right? Another one is PCC, specialty matches. They're dedicated matches for carbines, like
Yes.
the PCC. They have that one too,
Yes,
right?
they do. They do. I think, as a matter of fact, once a year in Rio Salado, they do the PCC nationals up there.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
Different. There's PCC irons. There's PCC open, but they put optics on
Oh,
it.
that's why they call it specialties. Okay.
Yeah, so
All
these are specialty matches. If this is your thing, folks, they're out there. It caters to a wide, very broad choices for shooters like us.
You will find what actually fits you,
Yeah.
what interests
Yeah.
you. You know,
Yeah.
I started limited. I thought that was it for me. Now you introduced me and Miko to open.
Yeah.
And I'm telling myself this is for me too.
Right? Yeah, yeah.
All right, guys. So those are your USPSA matches, from your local match to your specialty match, guys. So again, plan your 2025. What matches you would want to, to start with. These matches will tell you how you're going to be progressing to as well, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, JM, let's talk about IPSC matches. So we were talking about levels, right?
Right. So yeah, IPSC matches are they're not as frequent as we wanted it to be.
Yeah.
But they're out there on the level 2, level 3.
Okay.
And also even clubs.
Club matches, like the level ones, right?
Right. There are some clubs that host IPSC style.
We were just there over the weekend.
Yeah, you were, with at the NRG.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They host that IPSC style match.
Exactly.
Great. Again, great platform to be acquainted with the IPSC rules and regulations.
Yeah, IPSC matches like the level ones. These are your club matches, like the local matches for your USPSA. If you belong to a club, definitely you'll be shooting every month, right? It's a smaller scale, about similar 3 to 6 stages.
Yeah,
right?
it's about that. You got like 6, average to 4 to 6 stages.
It's a low, it's less pressure, guys. This is an environment for you to practice, especially for new shooters out there that would like to gain those experiences, right?
Right.
So, of course, IPSC rules and
Yes.
regulations and procedure will apply. So, their level 2 is equivalent to the regional matches.
Yes,
Okay.
that is correct. It's the periodic events it depends on the country of the region,
definitely.
right? Normally the structure, as you mentioned, it's normally 6 to 12 stages, right? And it's a mix of different different sizes of the courses of fire.
Well, I would really love to shoot IPSC. You guys are going to teach me anyway. All right. So, USPSA, that's what I've been shooting for so many years now. But, I learned from these people. This IPSC matches, they actually attract shooters from different regions, clubs within the region. And it's more formal, of course, than
Yeah.
level 1 matches. And again, IPSC standard is definitely be applicable in this one. Level 3 for IPSC is equivalent to the national matches of USPSA.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Once a year, annually.
Yeah, there are some matches out there annually. Just an example is like Australasia.
Oh, that's what it is. Right?
So a lot of folks.
Member countries join that.
Right,
Okay.
right. It's a representation of your country, and you can participate. And there are some matches also that you can go as your own.
Yeah. I'm a lone wolf for a time, but it's not really fun. So these are about, of course, 12 to 20 stages. It's of course a higher round count as well.
Yeah.
National championship event when you are on a level 3, usually the highest level of IPSC competition within a country.
Yes.
That's what it is
Yes.
for the level 3.
Right.
So we have level 4.
Yes. Level 4 is a like continental matches.
This is huge.
This is the big one.
Yeah.
These are like the world shoots and the European
Similar to it, right?
handgun or Pan American, right? And there's our goal, I think, me and you would be shooting these kind of matches.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'd sign up. So in fact, that's going to be one of the plans in the year 2025.
Right.
I'm really looking forward to European Handgun or Pan American Championship. So guys, if you would want to know, but you just don't apply, you have to qualify,
Right.
So just you just need to know how to get into these continental matches, especially on the level 5, which is what you were mentioning about a world shoot.
Yes.
Whoa, I love this one.
Yeah.
Right,
No,
the world shoot.
that's a big one.
It's every 3 years though.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, you got those time to prepare.
Yeah,
On your level.
you got 3
local
years
ones.
to prepare for a world shoot. Right? Africa,
Yeah.
that's where it is sometimes, right?
Yeah. So it's Africa. There was also in Bali,
Wow, Indonesia, right?
Indonesia. Yeah.
But this happens every 3 years,
Yes.
right? So
Yeah.
I think from what we know, it's over 30 stages. That's a lot,
Yeah, you're shooting like 4.
You have to be there for
5
2
days.
weeks. The requirement is over 500 rounds.
Yes, it's a lot. Imagine bringing that. Bringing that.
Oh yeah,
much.
maybe you just have to
Well,
send
there
it
are
back.
some vendors there, but I don't
okay.
know if that would
They'll
pair
fit you.
up.
Again, we talked about it
we
last
talked
week,
about
right?
this about your ammo being fit with your firearm. So I don't know how that would work out.
That would work out.
You know.
Yeah, me too. I wouldn't live, especially if it's a world shoot. You would want to make sure that you have that ammo that you trust.
Right. Exactly.
So there are a combination of short courses here, guys, and on medium and long courses of fire. Imagine this one in a 30 stages. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
gonna be fun, right?
It's tiring for sure.
And then of course, by the word itself, world shoot. Now this is the time that you crown the best shooter in the world.
Yeah.
This is actually across all divisions.
Yep.
So stage designs, they emphasize of course, we were talking about global, international, or world appeal. And of course, they look at the fairness of these stages. And this is, again, you mentioned Indonesia, right?
Yep.
These are being, what do you call this? Hosted by different countries. In each time.
Yes,
It's just
yes.
like the Olympics, right?
It is the Olympics of practical shooting. Last year it was in Thailand, the last world shoot, right? And it was the stages. I was looking at the stages on YouTube. It was pretty cool stages.
Oh yeah, actually, I went to the building where they held the
world shoot,
the award ceremony.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
So I went there. I was there. I think in April. I went there.
Yeah.
So it was nice. It was nice to see. But it was nice. It should be nice to be part of it.
Right. No, we are. That's the goal.
That's the goal, right?
That's the goal.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
We have
do
a
that.
lot of friends in California that
Yeah.
attends those.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
gonna be
There are
exciting.
some of our shooting friends that regularly attends, IPSC matches. We're hoping to join them, soon, near the future.
Da-da-da. All right. So let's talk about divisions. We talked about this one a little bit last time,
Correct.
but we would want to make sure that we touch a little bit about the divisions in both USPSA and IPSC. What are the
Yes.
divisions, right?
Yes. Keep in mind, folks, that in IPSC there are some gear checks.
Oh yeah.
Let's not forget about that. Normally when you show up on matches and you're registering already and checking up your gears, your equipment needs to pass those certain rules and regulations.
Exactly. And
under
then you
IPSC.
just don't go there because, hey, I've got a magazine. No, what size magazine do you have, right?
Yeah, they will be checking everything basically.
Exactly. So, speaking about those, if you know your divisions, we have what you call your single stack. We talked about this one.
Yeah.
These are
Yeah,
your
we did.
1911 style pistols, right?
Yes. And then there's revolvers, right?
Yeah, revolvers.
Your
I do
classic.
not know how to even shoot revolvers. right? It's challenging.
I have a revolver at
Yeah.
home, but I always salute those guys that
know.
has those moon clips
Oh my
around
God, those
their
moon
waist.
clips, right? I do not know how to even use that, right?
Yeah.
Another one are carry optics. That's another division for you guys.
Yeah.
So these are your pistols with the slide mounted optics. So meaning your optics is in the is
Correct.
mounted on your slide.
Yes. In the IPSC world, this is production optics.
Production optics,
You know.
right? So there's, of course, again, speaking about production, and there's production, which are your factory stock pistols with minimal modifications only.
Yep.
That's your production.
Yep.
But this is yours, man. Open.
Yes, open. This is yours too.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And, you know, this is highly customized. This is a firearm with the optics on it and compensators. Mainly just the compensator that would, you know,
Differentiated, right?
Different
And then
ones.
the optic is not in the slide. You know,
No,
it has
it's in the
a,
frame.
It's in the frame. That's right.
You know, these are your Formula One racing style pistols.
Exactly. It's an open. It's an open gun, right?
Yep.
So of course we started with limited.
We
the
did.
iron sights.
The iron sights. These are 2011 double stacks. You know, and normally they're 5-inch. You know, and no optics on it, right? I don't know what you did with your limited gun. I think it's collecting dust now.
Yeah,
right?
it's collecting dust. Well, for the scoring part, JM, the match structure and scoring. I know both USPSA and IPSC matches use stages with a variety of elements, like the target paper you were mentioning.
Yeah.
IPSC and USPSA, they have very different paper targets.
Right. You know, it again. You have the silhouette,
Yeah.
the paper silhouette for USPSA, and then you have the hexagon style.
And the steel, the falling steels
Yeah.
and the poppers.
Yeah,
They both use it. Right?
I've seen in the IPSC side,
Okay.
I've seen them color the poppers blue you know,
versus the whites.
versus the white
yeah.
ones.
There you go.
I've seen that in a couple matches.
There you go. So, and of course, courses of fire. We were mentioning about short, medium, and long courses.
Yeah.
You know, short courses is about 12 rounds. That's fast.
Yeah,
You know, that's
it's those stages are meant to test your speed.
speed, right?
Yeah.
And then medium courses about 13 to 24 rounds.
Yeah. Yep.
And then of course, guys, we have this long courses. This is about 25. Our area 2, and then of course our left out.
Yes.
Those were 40.
You know, the area match, it's usually around, you know, USPSA, it's like 32.
That's
you
a
know,
lot,
31, 32.
Yeah.
That's already a lot, you know. With outlaw matches, it's more.
But I enjoy those, right?
Yeah.
So, come on, let's keep on shooting, right? So,
Yeah.
hit factor scoring, points scored on targets divided by the time taken.
Right.
Speed and accuracy.
Yeah, speed and accuracy. That's it. That's
And of
your main
course,
things.
what I watch you guys do is your stage planning. You know,
Yeah.
I copy.
You know, that's sometimes that's the best one.
That's the
you
best
know?
one, right? Look at how you're doing
Yeah,
this, right?
yeah.
So,
Or you get copied.
oh, you get copied
Right?
too, right? All right, guys. So I think that's just the topic for us tonight. You would want to make sure that you plan your 2025, which matches IPSC, USPSA, your choice, right?
Yeah, that's correct. This is the you know, I think most of the matches are already in practice core.
Yeah.
And you know, normally if it doesn't pop up, it's about 3 months into the match, they'll usually load it up. But you'll see it also on like Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
They usually post some updates there.
There's a lot of events there. You do not have to do everything. At least pick and choose, which will actually tailor fit to your plan on how you're going to be progressing in competitive shooting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. All right, JM, that was a good one.
That was a
Love
good
it.
one too. Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Maybe our next part of the program would be videos of the week.
Yes,
Right. By the way,
yes.
guys, for those who send their videos, thank you so much for sending
Yes.
them.
Thank you. Yeah, keep it coming.
Keep it coming, right?
Yeah.
So we have our first video is going to come from Joey Workman.
Yeah.
He's from Team Ronin in
SoCal.
Southern California.
Yeah.
And he's a PCCB. So
Yep.
let's look at his video. Man, I wish I know how to shoot this PCC. Look at that. Can we have that again? Sorry, look at that.
Yeah. So this is in PRG, right?
PRG, yeah.
Yeah.
In Prado.
In Prado. Which you know, shout out to Team Ronin.
Yep.
Because we're looking forward to their Ronin match.
Match.
This
Very
coming
soon.
January.
January, right?
Yeah.
Okay, look at that. So that's Joey, and he gave us another video. Same, what do you call this? Same PRG. So let's look at this one.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
Pretty fast
splits.
Whew, look at that splits. Okay, maybe we can do that again. Let's look at that video number 2. So good job there, Joey.
Hey, bye.
Here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Whew, look at that.
You sure he's B class?
I know, right? Joey, that's BCCB, huh?
Yeah.
Look at that. There you go. So that was fast. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Joey, for sending that video.
Yes,
Really
thank you.
appreciate you.
Yep.
And then maybe our last video is going to come from, what do you call this? Our local shooter here
Yeah.
in Vegas, Ivan. You know,
Ivan
of
shoots
Siri.
production, right?
production.
Yeah.
This is a
Yes.
production from Team Icarus of Las Vegas.
Yes. So this was last week,
Last week.
right?
Yeah.
From Tropang Vegas.
There you go. Local club match.
Local club. Hopefully soon we'll get to guest them.
I know.
as well.
Yeah, can't
You
wait.
know? Yeah.
Trouble in Vegas. Look at that, Ivan. Let's do it again. That was so fast. Look at that.
Yeah.
And production.
Yes, in
know?
production. Yeah.
Let's look at this. Okay. That kneeling part, man, God,
Yeah.
I'm too old for that. All right. Kudos to you,
Yep.
Ivan.
Yes.
Thank you again for
Good shooting,
sharing
good
your video.
shooting.
Good shooting,
That's
right?
a handsome RO.
Oh, I think, who's that? Oh, that's me. There
Yeah.
we go. All right, guys. So, JM, I think that's it for us for our episode
Yes.
today, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And then again, guys, until our next episode, we're signing off.